Yeah.
Sideburns.
What's the word? Tell me what you heard. That info that we kicking, it be louder than some herb. Word. Information, no telepathical. We gon' have to elevate your mind where you wanna go. Kiss Calhoun in the mix. Sideburns dropping all the beats. It's a hit. It's a podcast you don't really wanna miss. So sit back, relax. Let's talk for a bit. What's the word? Spitting out the game that you need. What's the word? Make it say yes indeed. What's the word? Something that you wouldn't believe. What's the word? The word is for you to receive. What's the word? 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 I say tune in live, cause we up in the mix, and you know we have some topics that we have to reach. What's the word? 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 I say tune in live, cause we up in the mix, and we have a few topics that we have to reach. What's the word? 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 What's the word?
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Kiss Calhoun, and we're back for another episode of What's the Word, Jeremy? And I'm being joined by the one, the only, the who, the Mr. D.Jon, as always. Jeremy.
What is up, people? I am here in the house live, sick and all, but
sounding like
I have a duty that must be fulfilled. So I'm here.
Sounding
so I
like
won't
Cicely
get fined.
Tyson. Over there sounding like Cicely Tyson. But, of course, you already know we got a jam-packed episode of What's the Word? And today we're living single because today we're going to talk about what's your views on single motherhood, and when is a good time to get back out there and mingle and, getting your groove back. And, of course, we're going to talk about single, since it's all about living single. Single ladies we're going to talk about the slack a lot of single ladies get about 2019 and not dating and having a man or whatever, especially after infidelities like cheating and being hard to be kept by some people. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because you already know we got K. Michelle spilling her tea about how she feel like men are just horrible people. And of course, gonna talk a little bit about Fantasia and her man. Her man has said some stuff about why a lot of women out here single because of their strong independence and wanting to lead and all that. And she gave her love for 1K, but the tea is always hot because we talking about the Emmys, we talking about Kevin Hart, we talking about Whitney Houston, of course, Antonio Brown. And y'all already know H&M, they messed up again. And now people is clapping back. Of course, we're going to talk about Kenya Moore and her split after 2 years with husband Mark Bailey. And, of course, we're going to talk about the Snitch 9 person might go into... His driver actually just recently testified that he was an informant. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, what's your views on single motherhood, and when it's a good time to get back to mingling? What's your forward?
Single motherhood it's almost like a trend nowadays because
everybody's single.
So much. Like, I have to give props to all the single mothers out there. Y'all are doing the damn thing. It's beautiful to see, a woman taking charge and not relying on people to help her out. And don't get me wrong, nothing is wrong with help, because it's not possible to do everything on your own. And I don't expect you to do everything on your own, but it's just always beautiful to see women just actually, not waiting on handouts, not waiting for someone, to do things for them. They're actually out here doing it on their own.
Yeah.
It's really. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
We're just gonna. We're just the first part of the
first part. We can get into, the dating thing, but yeah, I'm definitely down for the whole. Well, it's hard because I'm what's that word I'm looking for? I'm proud that the single mothers that could do it and do it all on their own get the job done. But I'm not gonna applaud single motherhood like that's a thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Because so many women are out here on their own and they shouldn't be. Because a lot of sophisticated women are single mothers out here raising children. I mean, we're going to get into talking to Kenya Moore later on in the tea, and her being divorced. It's like now she's a single woman again with a child now. It's different. Like, I think the roles as far as the differences of women and men, when a woman has to step out, it's kind of like you have to watch what you're doing in a sense. As far as you got to be very protected of the people who you bring around your children. Mm-hmm. But I do applaud the women that are put in those situations and get the job done, regardless of circumstances of fact. Like, you are a great goddamn mother because they got a lot. I mean, we products of single mothers.
Exactly.
So
I was going to say that.
I'm not downing them, but I'm just saying that that's something that is very wrong because at the end of the day, kids need both parents, mother and father, to learn a lot in the world and to just know a lot of stuff about life you get from both parents. And you don't have to be picture perfect, but you have to be as good to your kids so they can understand what it is to do and not do. That's a good thing, you know. And I'm glad we are a product of single women and mothers because your mom had 3, mine's had 4 with one being disabled. So just imagine that and doing it good and doing it by herself. Because, baby, when I tell you, when I graduated, my daddy couldn't say nothing, but you did that. Uh-huh. And she was like, huh.
That's so weird because...
Because it happened to you, too.
Said the same thing when I
because he know. You ain't do nothing.
So no.
But they know. And then it's just not... I won't say it as if, like, men out here just leaving their families. I feel like certain circumstances happen in life.
Right,
and that people are not...
It's not always in a sense where, you know,
they
get into it and then
it's not
leaves.
always that.
No, it could be it could be numerous of things, you know. Stuff happens. But I do applaud both parents that are able to co-parent very well. And you don't really see that as well. Mainly the work that I do, you know, I'm seeing more of it being single parents, and I've been seeing a lot of single fathers actually stepping up to the plate and doing what they need to do.
Because it's very taboo.
The child in, bringing the child to school, picking the child up.
It's very taboo.
Coming to meetings, you know, doing all of that stuff. But I do commend those parents that are able to co-parent very well, and you know, not necessarily have conflictions and gaps in between that parenting. So
it's definitely has its pros and its cons when it comes to this conversation, but. Let's get into a little bit of what I really want to talk about. So single ladies and men out there, because we don't want to be, you know, just one-sided here, but get about the slack they get about being single in 2019. What's your 401k about today's dating scene for women and men? And what's your views on trust after cheating? So that second part comes from the whole K. Michelle thing. And I saw this when she did the interview, and, you know, the messy shade always come through. So when they did the video about what she was saying, how she feel like, you know, men are really messed up. And in a general sense, not just saying what type of man, but in a general sense, there's so many men out here that just broken and messed up that she has spilled her 401k about why men cheat, and you know that's something that you shouldn't do. So as far as the single ladies and men out here, what's our 401k about today's dating scene? I mean, it is trash. I'm gonna just say that because, like K. Michelle was gonna explain a little while, like so many people want to be the fuck boys now to where you don't get you a Malcolm Jamal Warner, you know. I want me a Latio, you know, somebody that got his shit together, family, come from a good prestigious home, and he not a hoodlum out here doing fuck nigga shit. Like
that's what I want.
You know, but
fuck
that's only in the Cosby Show, I guess. But still in all.
I'm just kidding, everyone. I don't want him to fuck my life.
Right, like, but
I do want him a little hood though.
Right, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not.
Hood, but he did something for his. He went out and he did something with
his life. Not no person that just stay in misery.
The hood, right.
You know, not just staying in the hood, because you could still stay in the hood. But I'm talking about the misery of their attitudes and their auras. You could come from the hood. I'm from the hood. You from the hood. You know, everybody who we know from the hood. But we all went to college. I could say and I'm not saying you got to be college educated or nothing, but I'm just saying at least
there's other things you can do.
Some college like Delgado. I went to Delgado. You can have your little right. Like people, I feel like the dating scene is
you took card.
Right. And that's good. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Get your little
something with your life.
You know, like
I just standing on the corner all day.
Right. Like and don't get me wrong, you can stand on the corner too. I don't got a problem with that, but at least like
I'm
your
not talking
personality.
About in that sense. I'm talking about as not doing nothing with your life.
Oh, just not doing anything, right? Just out there posted up with the people that's doing something with their life and could go to jail at any minute. But I feel like with this whole thing, like dating is trash. And don't get me wrong, they got a lot of good men out there, but it's oversaturated. Dating scene is oversaturated with so many messed up individuals. For one, so many broken men now. So many. And so many just fuck. Like, but I have to say, like, this is what I wanted to add it. You gotta pay attention, women and men, listening to me, listen to T the Kiss. You have to pay attention to the energy you bring around you and the people you bring around. You can't think about what you desire and put that into a person that don't fit those requirements. Set standards for yourself, and that's why the dating scene is trash, because people don't have standards. They're only about fucking, and it's like, damn, you don't want to know my favorite color? Like, they
Tell
got
me your
all
favorite
these
color while I'm hitting from the back.
Right. You like red, take this dick. Take this red dick. You like this red dick? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. I don't want to swipe to find my true love. Like, no. Like, I wanna actually sit down and talk with somebody with a cappuccino.
But it's so crazy because it's like, I was having a conversation with my mom the other day, and she was just like, you know, it's just like, she just feels like it's so dangerous meeting people online. But like I told her, it's like you can meet a fucking serial killer going at the club, sitting at a bar,
right,
or sitting at the bus stop or something like
know.
that. So it's like you never know. It's like you're basically taking your chances.
You're damn if you do, damn if you
don't. But it's like, as far as like, wait, what was the question?
It was the dating scene.
Oh, the dating scene. Like,
it's trash.
It's trash. But it's like, as for me, it's like,
because now women want their $40 and men want their $40 too.
It's like for me, like, I've been single for so long, it's like I'm used to it now. And I'm so content, you know, especially like with just a lot of other stuff, you know, happening, you know, in my life. We're actually experiencing adulting now and being independent fully and being on my own. It's like now I'm used to doing that. So it's like if somebody else comes into that mix, it's like, nigga, you gotta be up there.
I'm gonna be like A to the T. Question. So how does it feel being an independent man? Because you always get the side of like what independent women go through. Like, say what you go through. Like, you're independent.
Me, And I was so
You got your own house.
I won't lie to y'all. I was very afraid to do it. As you know, once you get older, you are still living with your parents. You know, you may pay like a little bill here and there.
Yeah, but now it's
but it's
all
like
on you
now
now.
it's all on me, and I'm doing everything literally by myself. And I was very scared. But once I just had to think about it. It's like it's almost like the same of what you're doing. What you were doing when you were still at home. But it's like
it's
now
you have more
responsibilities to uphold, and I've been doing very, very well. I would have to say for the year that I have been out, I made a year in August.
Okay, congrats! 1 year on your own, independent.
Kiss your brain.
Yes.
So I think I've been doing really, really well. As far as like with the dating, like it's trash. It's very treacherous. So it's like I don't really too much worry about it. Of course I am on like dating sites and things like that, and guys will ask like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, I would tell them like I'm open, because I don't want to say that I want this
and then you can't deliver.
So I would rather just say that I'm open, but I don't want to, because I'm still at that point where it's like, do I really want to do this, you know?
Right.
Because I don't want to say I want to do it, and then when it's being done, and then it's like,
are you ready for it?
Like, why is he here?
But are you ready for it when you ask for what you want? Look at me answer. It's like a D.Jon confessional. Let's have a kiss go.
Well, I'll say this. As far as like sex, I know what I want when it comes to sex.
But
as far as the relationship, I don't know exactly yet if I'm ready for that.
So how would you know if you not like kind of give it a go?
And that's true, but you
gotta give it a go.
I know, but it's like with who? It's like
that's what I'm saying. It's so trash. You don't know
like who, because it's like I run into
so many
overbearing.
Oh my God.
Insecure.
Oh my God.
What else?
I mean, those two
the
was
list
the hardest.
could go on.
Just too much.
Like I was just recently talking to a guy, and he was like, we had just started talking.
Mm-hmm.
He felt some type of way because I had one of my frat brothers over. And he was like, oh, he said, that probably wasn't your frat brother. He said, that probably was another nigga and shit like that. And I'm like,
jealousy.
Nigga, pump your brakes. We only been talking for like 3 days.
Wow. Entitlement.
How do you feel like you're entitled to? But like I told him, I'm like, if I did have another nigga up in here, like you don't have no say-so to that. Like, I could do what I want. I am Single.
Right. And I think that's what the major thing that we got to deal with as far as...
the entitlement. It's like... and I apologize. These dudes feel like they can...
Own you.
Do, like, be able to dictate what are you doing, who you with, why it took you so long to call me back, and why you haven't texted me, and this and this and this. I'm trying to give you this. I'm trying to give you that. I'm like, dude, I'm not asking you for that. We're just talking right now. I feel like if the vibe is there, then we'll just go with the flow. But if you're forcing it on me, I hate for somebody to try to force something on me. Do not force a relationship on me. Do not force yourself
just
on me.
Just let it go with the flow.
Because it's gonna make me just not like you.
Right.
Anyway.
And I think that's the major problem that a lot of dudes have with, whether it be in your end or my end. I feel like a lot of dudes feel like when they do get into a relationship, the entitlement, instead of letting things go with the flow and you gradually getting to know somebody, they rush it, and then you rushing things with. I made
like the comparison from sex and that, because it's like with sex, it's easy, but fuck, nowadays these niggas they catching feelings,
right?
And
you gotta worry about that.
So it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Well, we're gonna take a little break because today our featured artist is the legendary Sideburns,
our producer
Beats, and I want you to hear a couple of authentic beats from the vault. I mean, we dig these ones up for you, and it's just some random ones. I hope you enjoy a little snippet of it. So until we come back, here is our homeboy Sideburns.
Sideburns, bitch.
That was the homie Sideburns. That was one from I think earlier this year. He did a cover of the whole 21 Savage beat. Yeah.
I thought it sounded familiar.
Yeah, that was fire. The homie got skills. Hit Sideburns up if y'all want some beats.
We love our producer.
Always.
Amazing.
Always coming through. We gonna play y'all the living single beat. He did too. He did a living single beat for us. We gonna play it at the end of the show. That's gonna be the surprise for y'all. Y'all get to hear the living single theme beat that he made for this show, because of course it's background music, so you probably won't hear it as loud early in the beginning of the episode. But I'm gonna play it again, so when we close out, it's gonna be louder and you can hear it. So, but when we went on break, we was talking about, the dating scene 2019. But now we're gonna talk about relationships after you get in a relationship, and what's your views on trust after cheating? Like some people take their man or their woman back after they cheated, even if they cheated a couple of times. But K. Michelle said, she ain't dealing with that.
You know what? And I listened to what she said, and I respect her opinion, but I will really have to disagree with her.
First, we gotta play the video.
Well, go ahead.
Let's
yeah,
play
for the
video.
people that didn't see what she said.
Hold on, was that my music?
Yes, that was you.
I don't know why. I don't know. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, I'm messing up. But basically, okay, here we go. Oh, that's why. It was playing something completely different. Okay, let me go back to it. Here it is. K. Michelle giving her 401k on.
The reason for that is, for men to do things that they consider small in the flesh of cheating, you know that's going to destroy your partner. That's going to destroy your partner, but you do it anyway. That's not a mistake. We've watched the same story over and over again. Yeah. And just because I'm
oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't even want to show it no more.
Right, but she was just basically saying men know it's wrong what they're doing.
Right.
They know that it could possibly hurt their partners when they do it. But what do we do as men? We still go out and we still cheat. We still do the things that we do. We know it's going to hurt our partners, but we still have in the back in the mind that, if they find out, they're going to be mad, but most likely they're going to forgive me.
Right.
And I hate to say this, but I just hate when everything is thrown on men. Men do this, men do that. Men are dogs. Men are savages. But I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Go ahead. Because I'm about to
more like a battle of sexist thing. Because my thing is, it can come in. It's either way, and I understand that in most cases that it is a man that is cheating. But you do have women out there, that are savages. They do meaningful. They do not meaningful. They do the same malicious shit. You know what I'm saying? And they think it's okay, but they know for a fact that man is not going to leave them. And we've seen that in so many issues.
Of course.
Keying cars, busting windows,
Of course.
coming to his job, fighting them because of all this and all of that. But she know that man is not going anywhere. So I hate when stuff is being played one-sided
But here's
when
the
it's
thing.
not.
Here's the
and I
thing.
get what
I
she's
don't-
saying about, I get it.
Right.
I get it.
But I feel like here's the thing. When you're talking about a topic like this in particular, of infidelity and cheating or whatnot, and you can say that it happens to both sexes. Of course, that's very much relevant. But here's the thing. Over time, women have to forgive the what I would say, women have had to forgive multiple marriages and multiple affairs and men, husbands and cheating. It's more commonly out there for men to cheat and to do what they do. And I feel like as far as her point of view, she was just trying to say, well, like, in a general sense, that they're, like we just talked earlier, it's just so much, it's oversaturated with so many people who would prefer to cheat than to be faithful. So if you know you're going to cheat and you know, even if you know that person is going to take you back, what thrill do you get out of cheating or hurting a person? Because when you hurt a person that you cheat, that person then in turn is going to hurt somebody else because of the things they learned from a relationship. So you pretty much you continue in a cycle that's going to repeat into the atmosphere, and then some men going to think, well, since my homeboy cheated, let me do it. I mean, you look at Kevin Hart. You would never thought that he would have did the thing that he did with the scandal. And now look at it. Like Beyonce, it took Solange to two-piece Jay-Z in the elevator. You know what I'm saying? Those things. But it's just so, the narrative is what I'm saying. The narrative has always been, yeah, dudes are dogs, only because dudes are doing doggish shit.
But I mean, but in
not saying
no. I know what you're saying.
Not
but,
saying, I wasn't finished all the way.
Oh,
but not,
I'm sorry.
Not saying that women are doggish too. Like we got words for I'm about to say niggas. We got words that we use to describe doggish women. The only thing with that is men lust over those types of women so many times that,
and women do the same.
Right. Of course. But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to illustrate to you is, when women, if you want to look at it from a male's perspective and a female's perspective, the one common denominator is that the things that they're doing, and this is what I said earlier in the show, we look at materialistic stuff within people that we let those traits overshadow. And that's why a man gonna go out and cheat, because he already know you're gonna forgive him.
Right.
He already know you ain't gonna never find out, but you end up finding out Keisha was driving your car. but men don't realize, especially, and I wanted to add it to the show about pregnancy, and this is what I should add. Some men cheat on their women when they're pregnant. That's the lowest thing you can do, because she's risking her life to have a child for you, and then not only that, your dick telling you, oh, let me go, I need it right now, so bad. Like, men need to have more self-control in that area. Women have self-control in that area. That's why you don't have, put it like this. If we didn't have self-control in that area, there would be way more prostitution going on. And in the eras that they was having bath houses out here in New Orleans and brothels and stuff like that back in the day, there still was a small number. It was big because it was a male-wanted thing. All the men wanted to be in a brothel. They still doing it. They got their little clubs, but still, in sense, it's more of a man's thing.
Right.
So that's what you have to look at, the things that men do put in the atmosphere, and that what people see and face value. We're not saying that women are not dogs, because they do have bitches that keep cars and mess with a nigga that he be genuinely a good dude and she just messes clean over him. The one thing I will say about the two is that we don't pay attention to those traits within those people because we're so, infatuated with what we want out that person. That person might be a baller, but he beating your ass, and he cheating, and he didn't took your call, and now you like Yvette and Jody. Jody, we talked about this. Jody is that example of that. But it's just, damned if you do, damned if you don't. They got men out here. That's why the whole Black Men Don't Cheat anthem is an anthem, because real men who don't cheat, who are faithful, not getting their, their accolades of being single men actually loving their wives.
Right.
Look at Snoop Dogg, married to his wife that long. Look at just all the other celebrities that Gabrielle, can't kind of say that because I heard he was slipping a little bit. But still, their relationship is very positive. LeBron James and his wife is very positive. But the men don't get the applaud that they need. And I feel like if you're going to cheat,
but I
male
feel like
or female,
they're not getting the applause because the cheaters, the dogs,
it's oversaturated.
Right.
Yes.
It's overseeing the good men. But I feel like majority of men in the world, they're not bound to be in relationships.
And that goes deeper into
right. And I think more men are forced.
Right.
They're forcing themselves into being in these relationships when they know that they really don't want that.
Because they don't know what they want out of relationships, because society.
I don't even think that they. I
feel like society
they want to be in a relationship.
No, I feel like society has put stigmas on what we should and shouldn't do in relationships. Like, everybody be like, oh, if you got a man, he gotta pay all the bills. He gotta do this. He gotta do that. The thing is, that only is for someone who made themselves worthy of you. And that's what we're going to talk about. This is why I got the Fantasia thing, because this further clarifies why people cheat, why you don't know what you want, why you end up with people who are not good for you, because you end up in those situations because of the choices you make towards those people. You base materialistic things, right,
and you base physical appearances,
right,
out of a partner rather than something deeper inside of the person. A person who can
actually make you grow mentally, right, like educate you on something. I used to tell my homeboy all the time, he was like, kids, your standards are very high. You're not going to find somebody who you really want. I said, lies, Mo, because I'm going to find who I want, because I'm going to wait for when he comes. I'm not rushing a relationship because society say, kids, you're 29 years old, your eggs is burling up, you need a man. Bitch, I don't need no man. If I wanted a kid, I could have been did that. Adoption, right. I could have been slobbing on her, you know what I'm saying, get my peon. But I'm not. It's obvious I'm 29 years old and I beat a lot of statistics that is held against me as a black female. So I get it. And I do understand that women cheat, men cheat, but I'm a very intellectual person. I want somebody that is going to mentally stimulate. Oh my God.
Your mind,
that is the word.
Rather than your
mentally
canooch.
Not just that too, because you want that mentally stimulated.
But no, you want
too.
Somebody to mentally stimulate your mind more than your
right,
canooch.
Right, of course. But that's
the end goal.
But you wanna be able, like when Fantasia's husband said,
Ooh, and I love what they talk about.
I'm gonna have to just say, Tasia, I'm not gonna never be the neck. I want to be the head, because the brain is what you need to function.
But see, when he started talking more, and
that's why I like light skinned niggas.
What I loved about what he said about being submissive, right. And when we hear about submissiveness,
right.
we automatically think that a woman has to stand behind and let the man take charge. But and what he really said, and what
stood out
really
to you?
made me think about it is It's not about somebody taking charge. It's about leading by example,
Right.
showing what should be done between not just one person,
Right.
not one
Teamwork
person
make the
leading
dream work,
and
for
one
real.
person following.
It's a real statement.
Both people leading, both people following as a couple,
Right.
and it's not necessarily showing that you're being submissive of somebody
Right.
being superior.
Right.
It's actually a mind thing, and it's you guys
Right.
working as a team.
That is what. That's why I really wish like he was there when she did the Breakfast Club interview, because Breakfast Club interview,
And it
they
kinda
just throw you
construed-
up
yeah, it
and
kinda
through
construed
the
what
whole
she
thing, and then
said.
like what she mean?
That's why she
but what
made that
she
video.
said is what it triggered a lot of people, and I'm glad that they backtracked it and did the video together to let people know like it's not about being independent, because I had a conversation with my homegirl. A lot of people give the independent women a lot of slack for being independent. Like, it's our choice that we were that. But some women are really, literally placed in situations where they have no other choice than to be independent and do things on their own.
And it's not even in situations. It's just like if you are
Born
brought
into
up
it.
that way,
Right. You gonna be that.
you have no
just like
choice
the
but to
street
hustle.
dude. It's just like the street dude who can't get off the corner.
He's
His
gonna hustle. His
mentality
mentality
is to hustle.
So your mentality is to be an independent woman.
I'm gonna get it because Tyrone ain't gonna get it for me.
I'm
I
not
got
about
two
to
kids.
wait on no nigga to get it for me. I'm gonna
Right.
get it on my own.
Right.
So when somebody do come, you gonna
You
need to be
prepared.
on that
And this
level
is
of
why-
me, or you gonna need to be above me.
And this is why I can say I agree with her, because. And if you haven't seen, we're not gonna play the video, but if you haven't seen
Yeah,
it,
it's too
you
long.
could. Yeah, it's too long because it's like 6 minutes. But if you haven't seen it, go on Fantasia page and her husband. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. If not, Google it. But what they said was something very important. Like you said, I think society always make it a feminine role to be submissive.
Submissive, yeah.
When submissiveness needs both male and female. Just submissiveness means being worthy of having a female like Fantasia. Are you man enough
strong
to
woman.
think you can take care of a woman like Fantasia? She brings a whole table. You have to bring a whole table too. And I get what people was like, well, of course, a man who has made himself worthy of you is going to pay all the bills and have you with your money. You can do what you want, but I'm going to pay the house bills and stuff. That comes when there is actually a man that's out there doing what he's supposed to do for his family. But that don't come for a person who's not mentally ready for that. Just like you said, you don't know if you're really ready for a relationship, because if you ask for what you want and then you see it, you're not going to know what you want.
Right.
So then, but in a turn, I'm glad that you said that, because at least you are honest with yourself to know
Right.
you're not ready
I
for
know
that.
I'm not ready for
but
it.
so
So
many
I'm not
people
gonna
get
play
into
it.
those relationships and want to wear the pants because
Yes.
they been in a lifestyle where they had to wear the pants their whole life and can't just turn it down.
Right.
Fantasia, you got a fine man. I wish we could have had if every man looked like your man did, I'll be the neck. Fuck, I'll be the neck. Okay, give me that neck. But still, if there were so many real, like, that's why we say the dating scene is trash. That's why we could sit here and say that until those men present themselves. And let me tell you, this is the thing. Men are just afraid as women are.
Women are,
So that's
exactly.
why we can't find these motherfuckers that's so
He's
good, because he's
scared
scared
too.
too.
He's
Because,
standing right there looking
he,
at you.
like, where you at? And I know I got a couple of them looking at me, but I'm like, wait a minute. Get
He's
your...
looking, but he's just so terrified to say something.
That you're gonna be the next Keisha that's gonna key his car and mess
Or
up
he
his
see
credit.
that you that you got big things going for yourself, and he
Right.
may feel intimidated. He might not
And
even want to.
let me tell you, Kiss Calhoun has had her moments of intimidations with guys that feel like I'm too much into the limelight, or the jealousy of my time, because I don't have that much time to myself. But just doing the things that I do requires a lot of time. But it's just so much. It's just so much you can say and do with this. But We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to play another song from the legendary Sideburns. You know we coming back with the hot poppin' tea.
Yes.
You already know we got to talk about the Emmys. We got to talk about the whole Kevin Hart coming back home after his injury. Whitney Houston about to go on tour. Baby, Whitney been dead for like 8 years.
About 8 years.
8 years. Whitney been gone for 8.
My sis about to go on
Whitney.
post.
Whitney about to have a whole tour going on. Of course, Antonio Brown announces his retirement, and I told y'all H&M back on that shit. Of course, Kenya Moore and her husband split after 2 years, and Snitch 9 driver testified that he's been working for ICE this whole time, so we're gonna have to get that tea. But here is one from Sideburns. Hope you enjoy it. Peace.
What's the word? And you already know what time it is, baby.
The tea from the messy shade.
Okay, let's jump into this. So we're going to go into the Emmys, and we're going to talk about our good Judy Billy Porter, who won for Pose. So Billy Porter, with his Emmy win, Pose FX star Billy Porter is the first openly gay black man to win Best Lead Actor in a Drama Series.
After he got that nooch toe up on this season.
Congratulations to you, Billy. Congratulations to Pose.
Congratulations to all the people that won the Emmy.
Man, like,
y'all made history tonight.
Of course. Well,
everyone did.
Everyone did.
You know,
shout out to
your boy from who played your boy in the Lord forgive me, I missed the name, but Jarrell Jerome, who was in the limited series for best lead actor in the what's the name?
See us or something like
How
that.
They See Us?
I think it's
The Way They See Us. Let me
y'all know what we talking about.
When They See Us.
I was right. When They See Us. Yeah.
I didn't never get to see it yet.
I haven't seen it either.
And you know, I need to.
I just like I told our friend Miss T Cole. Shout out to you, sister. Like I have to prepare my mind to sit down and watch stuff like that.
Right.
Like it. And then what I heard, a lot about it is like, you will be very angry watching it.
Right.
So I really
That's one of my reasons why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, like I really have to sit down and prepare my mind for that,
right.
to sit and watch it.
Mm-hmm. When I was in school, I actually had to watch the case and do a case study about. Like I just did it because it was a part of a project, but it also led me into doing some work for. Nonprofit organization out here that was a renaissance for incarcerated inmates that were wrongfully convicted. I actually got an opportunity to work with campaigning for a guy who spent 30 plus years in prison, and I helped him get out. I didn't help him get out, but I helped to get his exposure out there of what was going on with him and him needing, because the man who I was advocating for, RIP to him, because he eventually died, he was in prison for like 30 plus years, wrongfully convicted, and he wasn't even from New Orleans. Like, he was from California visiting, and he just ended up in the wrong place, wrong time, and spending 40 plus years, 30 plus years, in prison. So it was really like, when you think about that, and then you have a movie like this that depicts stuff, and I'm telling you from out my own mouth that this happens. I've read letters from inmates in prison that's going through a lot of stuff. I work with another lady that was in jail from a conviction, spent 30 years of her life as a teenager for self-defense. So it's really disturbing to watch something like this when you actually live through some of these things. And that's the reason why I didn't get to watch the movie, but I'm growing the strength to do so.
But congratulations to both of those brothers. Congratulations to everyone. Moving along.
So what happened to little old Kevin Hart? Because first of all, he got in a car accident, then he getting sued, then they thinking about suing him for the car accident. He was the passenger. How you be the passenger and get sued? Well, I guess because it's his car. So technically he can get, but he's returned home after his stint in rehab. So D.Jon spills the tea.
So Kevin Hart is reportedly back home receiving intensive physical therapy after spending weeks at the hospital and rehab facility center since his frightening car accident. According to TMZ, Hart looked at the pictures of the Mulholland Highway accident and is grateful to be alive. He really cherishes the fact that he's alive and wants to make the most of it in every respect. The crash had a huge impact on him, sources close to Kevin reportedly said. He spent 10 days at the hospital undergoing surgery for 3 spinal fractures that required fusions after his vintage car swerved off the road and landed in a ditch. The comedian was in the passenger seat while Jared Black was driving the car. The vehicle was completely totaled. Black and his fiancée Rebecca Broxman had to be cut out of it by the fire department. The incident was a close call for the Philadelphia native, but his career isn't in jeopardy because of the injuries. Doctors and physical therapists assure Hart will make a full recovery.
So, much respect for Kevin Hart for getting his recovery. I hope everything turns out well. And for them passengers, y'all better not sue because whoever was driving that car, it's your fault they crashed. So don't try to shoot Kevin Insurance because now y'all won't make a little come up. That'll be wrong of y'all.
Right.
But
you know they will do it eventually.
Of course.
And then it's Kevin Hart. So
of course. I heard they trying to sue him for the accident. He is being sued as we speak for this accident.
He might as well just go ahead and give him their money.
He need to just...
Because they already know they're going to win their case.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy. But homegirl Whitney, after 8 years of being dead, Whitney Houston makes her debut return to the stage as Whitney Houston, the hologram. So please, fill this seat.
Baby.
Tickets about to be an arm and a leg to see a hologram Whitney. How do I know? Wait, they're going to cut up seeing her.
Well, you know they did it with Michael Jackson a couple years ago at the, what that was,
VMA?
the AMAs?
I thought it was, oh yeah.
It was the AMAs.
AMAs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it actually turned out to be tight. Like, we actually really thought Michael was sitting up
But that was one time. They trying to go on...
They did two. Oh, that's true, too.
They trying to go on tour with Whitney.
But they did Tupac at a couple...
No.
That was at a concert, actually.
Tupac hologram was at Coachella.
That's what it was.
2014, I believe, or 2013.
Like
one of them. But that was one time. They are trying to go on tour with Miss Houston. They're about to mess with everybody. Then that means everybody that's there got to go on tour. We are really, but before you get into this, we are really getting into the future. If you look at it, we're really getting into the future. Like, going to see a concert of a person that's dead and paying for somebody that's dead, that's futuristic. Like, that's on some Jetson type thing. But I'm intrigued. I want to know if she coming to New Orleans. So I could go see her at the Smoothie King.
So it's been 7 years since the music.
7 years. Okay, we were close. I said 8, but 7.
It don't matter. It's going on 8. Since the music world lost the legendary Whitney Houston, and while we still have her endless hits to continue to honor her legacy, her estate wants to give fans more courtesy of a hologram tour. Rolling Stone reports that under the supervision of Pat Hudson, Lord,
you saying it wrong.
I don't know why the hell I was thinking of Pat Hudson, Pat Houston.
You might have was thinking Jennifer Hudson and said Pat.
Girl, I don't know what I was thinking of. The Whitney Houston hologram, or the Whitney Houston hologram hour is not only still moving forward after being initially announced back in May, but it is set to kick off in early 2020 internationally and prepare in the U.S. months later in the fall. Titled An Evening with Whitney, the international leg of the tour begins in Mexico, January 23rd, 2020, and ends in Paris on April 3rd of that year. There will be about a 6-month break before the tour formally moves stateside in the fall. The tour is produced by Base Hologram in partnership with Whitney Houston's estate, Lee Whitney's former manager, Pat Houston. The tour is said to incorporate dancers, a live band, choreography from Aaliyah's former choreographer, Fatima Robinson, and include Whitney's biggest hits such as I Will Always Love You, I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, The Greatest Love of All, and Higher Love. In a statement regarding the forthcoming tour, Patty Houston had this to say: Whitney is not with us, but her music will live with us forever. We know we made the right decision partnering with Biz. Stop. With Biz because they understand how important it is to produce a phenomenal hologram. They also know that engaging her fans with an authentic Whitney experience would
Yes. Get to it, because I want to speak my 401k. Hey.
It would, wait, what was I? It will resonate worldwide because of the iconic status that she created over 3 decades. Her fans deserve nothing less because she gave nothing less than her best. The Base Hologram chairman and CEO, Brian Becker, wants to assure fans that the tour is meant to celebrate Whitney's legacy. This isn't a journey through time, but more of a celebration of her best work. The main goal in these types of situations is to preserve the legacy of one-of-a-kind musicians, and using their actual master recordings, give fans the chance to see them perform, many for the first time. Tickets of the international portion of the Whitney Houston tour go on sale September 20th of this year.
Hope you got your tickets.
At 9 a.m.
So, oh my God.
I'm sorry for all
just
this.
going. We know. But I would die to go to a hologram Whitney Houston to see her sing I Believe the Children of Our Future.
I don't think they're gonna do that one. They say
greatest,
like
that is the song, Greatest Love of All.
Oh, girl.
But to see, y'all don't understand. To see Tupac hologram sent chills down my spine.
Michael Jackson's hologram,
to see Michael's sent
I was lost for words.
Because we actually grew up to physically see them and grow up to see them, and then now that they dead and we seeing them, it's like, oh my God,
it's
like
so crazy
they back.
Because we were just talking about this earlier, while I was like, we were listening to Beyonce going to work, and I'm like, this is literally this generation's Michael Jackson. these children nowadays, they will never understand or be able to experience what Michael Jackson gave.
Right.
They will be able to experience what Beyonce gave. So when she is dead and gone, and they do a hologram, they will be able to tell their children, I experienced this. We were able to experience
Michael Jackson,
Michael
Whitney
Jackson,
Houston,
Whitney
Tupac.
Biggie Smalls.
Right. That's who,
All of those
Aaliyah.
people,
I heard
Aaliyah.
they're supposed to be doing Aaliyah hologram too.
They might as well. I don't see
People
why.
are going to cry because
I
she
don't see why
died.
they
There's
did
supposed to
not
be a
do-
Selena hologram.
Yeah, I'm done.
Like, you know how old some of us were 5 years old when she died, and we
I
didn't
was
get to
4.
we didn't get to experience her physicalness, but to go
Right.
to a concert and sing. We watch Selena so much, we know Bitty Bitty Bamba, all that. That's the one person we know Spanish songs. And thanks to Jennifer Lopez for playing her so well.
Yes.
Because we won't know Spanish songs. You helped
But
teach us Spanish. You helped us little Negroes learn Spanish.
But it's so crazy. Like, I don't see why they didn't do the Michael Jackson tour. Like, they could have.
They wanted to.
I know,
But
because
because
it
I
was so
think it was
crazy.
because of the little scandal with the Neverland and all that stuff was going down, and now the dudes did the documentary and all that. I think that's what's halted the hologram. But they're supposed to be doing one.
That would have been fire, yeah.
They are supposed to be doing one. Because you know a lot of people paid money for the concert.
They had already.
And so I think that's
the
what they was
dates
trying to
already
create.
set.
And that's what they're going to
People
create.
had
And
already
everybody
paid
who had their
tickets.
tickets, could, I think they said they was going to be able to use those tickets or something like that to come if
But
you
they
had
had
them.
to refund all
But
the people money back.
just to go see Whitney Houston, it would probably, and y'all have to understand that these holograms, these people take pride in getting every detail to look just like. I'm telling you, when I saw the Tupac hologram, and they didn't do too much of they didn't do a close up on Michael the way they did a close up on the Tupac hologram. And when they did a close up of him with his shirt off, and you just looking at his tattoos and his body frame,
Like he was actually
you really
standing
wanted to reach out and just to touch him just to make sure it wasn't really him. Like it looked
how
so
realistic
real,
it looked.
but you could tell he was because at times he was floating, so you could tell it wasn't him. But to see a person that you know was brutally killed, and then to see them again, like in the flesh, in a sense, it just touched your heart in a certain way if you really was a fan. So just imagine a Nipsey Hussle hologram. That'll probably fuck me up. Like that'll fuck me up because knowing who he was and what he did for the community, and to see it again, so many people gonna want to reach out and touch it. It's gonna be like he ain't really dead. It's a conspiracy, but so many. This one tour is gonna open up the gateway to a lot of hologram tours. It's not gonna be Beyonce tour. It's gonna be Beyonce ain't even dead. She about to do a whole hologram of herself, and it's just gonna be B hologram, bitch. Beyonce gonna retire, and her hologram gonna do the rest of the minute.
Beyonce experience.
She got the money. She about
Hologram form.
the hologram form of Beyonce. They're about the Destiny. Beyonce, look, I'm about to tell you. You do that, cut me my check. Cut me my check, because I'm on today. I said that on what's the word?
September
2019. I said that you could capitalize off of being
25th, 2019.
at
at 8:49 p.m.
You could be a hologram, and you could even get the rights to Michelle and Kelly and bring back Destiny Child. You ain't gotta work no more. You got a hologram that's gonna be working for you. So when you do that, Jay-Z, when y'all do that, just cut me my check, because I told y'all, I gave y'all an idea. It's out in the open. I know it's gonna happen, so just cut me my check or I'm suing. But moving right along.
Girl,
What's-
Antonio Brown
Oh, Lord.
mess. Let's get into this meal, sweetie.
So what did he do now? He said he
Girl.
retiring. They didn't cut him from the Patriots, and now he retiring. He ain't got no other choice but to retire.
So, if you've been keeping up with the Antonio Brown saga. Then, in a matter of 2 weeks, Antonio went from the Raiders to the Patriots and then got fired just 11 days after signing his contract, forfeiting almost $30 million in total of what should have been guaranteed money per the deal he signed. With all of the on-field drama, Antonio is also facing some pretty serious sexual assault allegations. You think keeping a low profile would make the most sense at a time like this, but Antonio being Antonio, he decided to announce what seems to be his retirement on Twitter. And while he was at it, he aired out not only his former boss, Robert Kraft, but his former teammates Ben Roethlisberger and Shannon Sharp for good measures. So, I know you guys remember when Patriot owner and billionaire Robert Kraft was caught in a Floridan day spa that offered more than spa treatments, allegedly. Antonio wasted no time to reference Kraft's mishaps and even reminded people of Ben and Shannon's previous allegations dealing with sexual assault or sexual misconduct. Through
right,
this somewhat retirement feels premature.
You need you some tea for this tea.
Through this somewhat retirement feels premature with Antonio Brown, there really is no telling what the future may hold. Hopefully things start looking upper for him, but we'll keep up with this seed.
Oh Lord, no we ain't. We getting tired of Antonio Brown. Now he said he going back to school and joining the football team on college. You know what? I'm so tired of him. Look, he innocent until proven guilty. These just allegations, but it's just sad that this cancel culture is really canceling people. But he called a lot of people out. He was like F Shannon Sharp, the coach, everything,
Ben
calling everybody.
Roethlisberger.
But at the end of the day, just take accountability. That's my favorite word. Accountability for your own actions. Stop snitching, because that's what you're doing. Stop ratatouille and just take your lick for the stuff that you're going through, because it's on you, not because of everybody else. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, and then a lot of people were saying like how Ben Roethlisberger basically got away for the stuff that he doing. Like they said he played guilty for like assault charge too, and he a quarterback. But yeah, that's still not good either. But we not combating what's wrong and what's right. What's wrong is wrong, and what's right is right, and the way they choose to handle things is the way they choose to handle this. Now, let's not say you are a person that's on Twitter talking shit anyway. You already getting under a lot of people's skin anyway. So, what you thought was gonna happen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that's coming up is on account of what you did, not Ben Roethlisberger, not the coach, not your AC Momo.
But I just feel like that is a typical person
that knows he's guilty.
Out everybody else's faults. Like, everybody else know what these other two men did. Well, I'm going to say Ben Roethlisberger did. Yeah. But it's like, what are you calling that out for when people already know?
He already pled guilty. He had to go through his mandatory, I think he had to go through a class, something like that. But still, he did what he did.
Right.
At the end of the day, when you mess up, you got to pay the consequences of your own actions. You calling out people saying this, that, and the other ain't got nothing to do with 2 assault charges underneath being investigated towards you. They have nothing to do with the tea in China. But moving on, H&M is fucking up, but not in a bad way, because they didn't mess up. A lot of people are now clapping back at people from clapping back at H&M. So, tell us, spill tea.
So H&M has found itself at the center of a social media debate once again. The company received backlash after people were upset because they felt as though one of their models, a young black girl, hair wasn't groomed. People reached furiously at H&M, tweeting their thoughts on the beautiful young lady's natural hair. Okay, I can see why they mad.
But Still.
Today, H&M responded to a customer who tweeted them
Because D.Jon just
asking
took a look at the picture and was like,
who
oh.
approved the girl's photo, adding, "Y'all better stop playing with these black kids."
Right.
So,
basically, if you
H&M
haven't...
responded to the
he got
customers saying
My bad, I thought you
that
lost
they
track.
believe kids should be kids.
Right.
Adding that kids were all photographed after school to capture their natural look.
And we all know our little Keisha's hair might be,
Here is the other customers responded, and as you can see, the other little girls are in their natural
to
phases.
Her. Yes.
They,
straight out of school.
Straight
playing
out of
dodgeball
school.
and all that. Messy hair.
So
It was a messy hairish photo shoot.
like I said, I can see why people are upset, but with that response, they were capturing natural looks. They
Right.
didn't want to go for a glam
Right.
look.
Right.
I feel like people, it's getting
getting out
of hand.
With this.
Just like I said, people are so sensitive to where it is so
Annoying.
fucking aggravating.
It's knowing.
It's like they just want to vent or rant about stuff just
Y'all
to
so
get
wrong for not
just to
laying
get a
on.
like or a retweet.
Right.
That's what I feel like. That's what it is.
Well, my thing is, I watched the thing, and it was like, oh my God, y'all are really getting out of hand with this. Like, people were saying, like, so her being in her natural hair is not okay unless she have straight long hair or something. Like, that's what you giving out if you saying her hair is ugly because of the way it looks. That's why a lot of people got upset, because in our community, girls whose hair is like that, not combed, we be like, oh, you need a perm, or you need your hair relaxed,
Girl,
or
you
hot
is some
comb.
picky-headed.
Right. So you call us a pickaninny, and you call us this, but this is all stemming from a long time of being degraded for our hair. And this is an ad. This is why I say social media fucks things up for campaigns, because if you don't follow the campaign or part of the campaign, you don't know what's the
Right, you
initiative.
don't do your
Just like the
research.
Dove. They got mad at the Dove because it turned in from a black lady to a white lady to an Asian lady to another color
The soap?
lady. Remember they did the soap and
Oh,
they took
yeah,
the
yeah,
shirts
yeah,
off.
yeah.
They was taking the shirts off, and people got mad at the girl because they had a black lady, and they were like, so you trying to say that black people wash their body and turn white, like white is cleaner? No, what they was trying to explain is that it doesn't matter what shade you are, use the soap.
Right.
Just like
Because I know I
H&M.
used Dove, and it was just fine.
Okay, soft and lovely.
Okay.
But H&M, just like, I don't think the intent with the monkey shirt with the little boy was an actual, oh, let's put Raheem in this little monkey shirt. No, I feel like they ads are letting kids being kids. So while her hair wasn't the neatest,
Right.
but homie, she got a lot of coarse hair, and it's hard to tame coarse hair. I know, because I have coarse hair. That's why I have locks. That's why my hair is locked. But still, she was a beautiful little girl, and you have to think about it.
And
The
guess
pillar of beauty, the pillar of beauty has to be what? Straight hair, tamed hair, what? Beauty is beauty. She was beautiful. She's not ugly, because I didn't see a lot of ugly people. And she's not one of them. Right. She was a beautiful little girl.
And
yeah,
guess
I agree.
what?
If she could have had a little slick, get her a little jam right quick.
But
Somebody
guess
get
what?
a jam.
If her mama approved it,
So what? They
There's
got, at the
nothing
end
else
of
to
the
be
day,
said.
she got that check. Mom got that check for
Okay.
wearing their hair. So we gonna stand by Mom. I'm about to get my godchild and let her go to school with a hair like that. Because that is what it is. At the end of the day, mind the business that pays you. Shop at Nicole.com for the hat, the mugs, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But moving right along, Kenya Moore and her husband separated, divorced, whatever.
girl, we
they
knew
are.
this was bound to
We already
happen.
knew she's going with the Win Fabulous.
So, anyways, it's always a sour moment when a beautiful couple calls it quits. Kenya Moore and Mark Daly have reportedly split. The two got married back in June 2017 and had a sunset ceremony at a beach in St. Lucia. They share an
beautiful.
adorable baby girl, Brooklyn Doris Daly, who will be one in a couple months.
Aww.
It is with profound sadness that I regret to inform my fans that I am divorcing my husband, Mark Daly, Kenya said in a statement to People. Due to recent and ongoing circumstances, I can no longer continue the marriage. My sole concern and focus is and will always be my daughter, Brooklyn, my miracle baby. She was made in love and true commitment. I trust for our privacy to be respected moving forward. Mark Daly's statement said, I have come to the difficult decision to separate from Kenya at this time. Our daughter has two parents that love her very much, and in her best interest, this situation should remain as private as possible. I cherish our family's good times together and will continue to co-parent in a loving way. Rumors endued our false accusations only serve to hurt our family and will be addressed through counsel as the law permits. Please respect our privacy during this challenging period. Kenya, Mark, and baby Brooklyn all just had their first television family appearance on the Tamron Hall show this past Monday. Kenya referred to Mark as the love on her life.
They mad.
That's what they put.
They had their little taking moment.
Yes, the love of her life during the appearance as they discussed her journey of using IVF. Kenya Moore is set to return on The Housewives of Atlanta for their 12th season after she left the show at the end of their 10th season. We will keep you guys posted on Kenya and Mark's
I think they're gonna get back together. I feel
Yeah,
like they're in
and they
a
were
riff
a
right now.
beautiful
They
couple.
definitely were, and she knows she was good with him. He's a
Mark,
nice
you could call
looking.
me if you want, though.
But word on the street is like she
Ew.
helped with a lot of financial burden he had, and I think that is what took a toll on the relationship.
You get tired of, carrying somebody on your back.
Right, especially financially, and that goes for either or, whether it's male or female. It's hard to do it all on your own, as we expressed early on in the show, how hard it is to live on your own and to be on your own in a relationship. Relationships tend to fail because materialism becomes the factor, and then they see what you have to offer and they try to, in a sense, take entitlement over what you have is what we have now. And I think a lot of people get used to that and abuse the shit out of it, like a lot of dudes do abuse a lot of that, having that independent woman on their shoulders. And a lot of independent men get used and abused by women, and they end up taking their whole bank account from them in a divorce.
Right.
Hopefully they are getting their stuff together and he doesn't, hopefully they got a prenup, but still hope they do what they have to do for their child as far as that baby, because that's 1 year old. Like, damn,
Right.
She ain't gonna have no recollection of her family being together for a change. Like, hopefully they get back together, because that was a beautiful relationship. Out of all the relationships she had, all the men who she tried to sleep with, that was a beautiful relationship. But Snitch
nigga.
9 Body. Wait,
You heard that song?
Yeah, that was the
Snitch
song
nigga.
we used for the Ratatouille. If you haven't, check out our Ratatouille where I voiced my 41K on the whole 6ix9ine on our Instagram at Yo What's the Word, and follow us on Yo What's the Word, because we need all the follows we can. But Tekashi 6ix9ine driver testifies that he was the informant. So this whole time, a lot of people saying, "Oh, whole camp full of Ratatouille," but go ahead, D.Jon.
So Tekashi 6ix9ine may no longer be on the stand, but his trial is still well underway. The shocking developments just keep coming, and the latest is definitely worthy of a Netflix series. In the most recent development, Tekashi's driver, Jorge Rivera, takes the stand to testify to his role in 6ix9ine's case. What happens next takes everyone, including Tekashi, by surprise. Once on the stand, Jorge reveals he was acting as an informant after being detained by ICE, due to...
Say he was an ISIS? He in the wrong. That's the wrong people that had got him. Go ahead.
Due to his immigration status, in detail, Jorge speaks on his run-in with the law and exchanging information on Tekashi and his entourage in exchange for his freedom. Information could include their whereabouts, legal activity, and even the recording of Tekashi's alleged kidnapping. Jorge confirmed that the 2 cameras in his car shot the footage seen in the robbery committed by Tekashi's former manager. How you say this nigga name?
Wait, you said that whole.
I know, sorry, but his former manager and his former security guard, Anthony Ellison. One is always pointed ahead. Remember, I used to work for a car service, Jorge said on the stand. My customers, they were always recorded. I'm sorry. I'm sleepy, y'all.
Yeah, looks like
According
that cold is kicking in. But if you could read more, like
I
if
got
you want,
it.
you
I'm
got
gonna
it.
finish it. Yeah.
He about to have a little Whitney moment where he slide out.
According to Inner
The
City
man's
Press,
kicking in, huh?
no. Matthew Russell Lee, who is live tweeting from the trial, Jorge says he was detained at the time that he made the deal, and Tekashi was not at all aware. His testimony continues, and he speaks on his deal with federal investigators, the robbery Tekashi was involved in, and the timelines in which he began to work for Tekashi. Jorge says after he was released from the custody of ICE agents, he approached Tekashi 6ix9ine for a job as his driver. Jorge also confirmed he would receive a 5K1 letter that would give him exchange for his cooperation with the federal government. The letters vary on a case-by-case bias, particularly if a person has prior convictions. It is Jorge's hope that he will not be deported in exchange for his testimony.
Oh, he trying to not get deported. You think you slick?
They'll give me a letter saying all the good as well as the bad things that I have done. I said, stay with the shade room as they
and
continue
what's
to
the
provide.
word crew to give y'all the messy tea?
They provide you with
via the messy shade.
Takashi's trial. So this man is just basically working with
Basically, he was like,
so
all right, I got
deported.
caught and I ain't trying to get deported, so what y'all want to what's good? What's good? Well, he didn't know that I was a... Boy, stop lying. Like, come on now. It's crazy how a lot of people... That's why I said there was a... If you don't go listen to the show on, what's the word, IGTV, I say that there's a whole lot of ratatouilles, not just one. But the media is making it seem like Tekashi is the only one.
Right.
No, everybody that went down is talking at this point.
Because they wanna.
They getting immunities. They ain't getting no. They getting immunity deals. They ain't getting. They getting 15 years for racketeering charges for Shotty. That is short compared to people who then went damn 60 years for racketeering. Mm-hmm. Like. Come on now, like, you think people ain't talk to cop a deal, lesser charges and all that is copping deals. Just because they spending some time don't mean that they didn't cop a deal. So they had to say something if they got lesser time than what they normally would have gotten. Right. So there's a whole lot of ratatouilles up in that camp. And it's just sad that everybody want to play gangster, but now... shit hitting the fan and now they singing like the OJs.
They be playing so hard, but then it's like when it's time to bite the dust.
It's like, oh no, he had and I had.
What you need to know? I'm about to tell you straight
the
up.
The driver said, "Oh no, I ain't about to go to get deported. Oh no, I didn't want to get deported." But we could go on and on about this all the time, but it's been an excellent show. D.Jon is a little bit under the weather, so we're going to close it out. But still, thanks for your support and supporting us. Shout out to Sideburns. Of course, I'm going to play
As always.
that Living Single theme at the end. But still in all, shout out to Sideburns. Shout out to our fans. If you want to be a featured artist on this show, all you have to do is submit your music to the What's the Word and What's the Word 504. And of course, hit the link in the description and you can fill out this artist submission, feature artist submission, so we can listen to your tracks and you could possibly get that email where you get to be our featured artist of the day. Of course, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Yo What's the Word, and follow us on Anchor. And if you want to ever leave us a little voice message and want to be played on a show, or like say you want to voice your 401k about something that we talking about, leave us a message on our Anchor page at What's the Word. And as always, it's been a pleasure to entertain you guys. Hope you enjoyed this show, Living Single, and a word of advice for my single women and men out there. Be yourself. Don't change for no one. Don't change because society and the dating scene is whack. Don't become a fuck boy or fuck women because that's what everybody want or that's what everybody lusts over. Be you. And if you're a whore, and if you are a whore, if you are a whore, then step aside and let the queens get their man. Kings, we looking for you because Kiss is single and ready to mingle. But anyways, it's as a pleasure. What's good? We out of here.